across Tasmania. This is Tas News 24 with Kane Dello.
Hello and welcome to the program. We start our week in review with the story of a 27-year-old man from Victoria who's reported missing after not returning to his hotel room. Jarrod Davies was last seen leaving the Observatory Bar on Hobart's waterfront in the early hours of Sunday. His father raised the alarm when his son did not return to their hotel room. The 27-year-old man was in Hobart for a marine-related course. His father contacted police and was concerned for his son's whereabouts. Tasmania Police released a media statement and stated they were looking for a missing man and if anyone had any information on the man's whereabouts to contact police. During their search, Tasmania Police found a mobile phone semi-submerged near the search area and after further investigations found the phone belonged to Mr Davies. The police search was then ramped up, but sadly, just after 12:30 on Tuesday afternoon, Tasmania Police divers discovered a body. Police believe the body at that stage was that of Mr Davies, and after further examinations of the body, police have now confirmed it is Mr Davies. We would also like to point out, we received a video showing police divers doing a search trying to locate any evidence of the missing man. It is here you will see Tasmania Police allowing multiple people to walk onto a scene of investigation, and some have said it was disturbing to watch, as if anything was located of the missing man, the crime scene would have been contaminated. Although we understand police have a job to do and at times it can be difficult, but using correct methods while conducting an investigation should always be applied. We spoke to a former police officer who told us Tasmania Police have been known to be relaxed with their setup of crime scenes, but in this case it would have been relaxed because the cruise ships were in and there was a large number of tourists around. We contacted Tasmania Police for comment, but they never responded. The police investigation will continue to focus on Mr Davies' movements in the time leading up to his disappearance, along with interviewing of bar staff, patrons and further review of CCTV footage. Our sincere condolences go out to Mr Davies' family and friends. Just after 4 p.m. on Sunday, a home was gutted by fire. The house on Stonehouse Street in Georgetown in the state's north region took firefighters more than an hour to contain the blaze. Thankfully, no one was home at the time. The house is listed as a Housing Tasmania home and the damage to the property is estimated at $200,000. Tasmania Fire Corps investigators, along with Tasmania Police, believe the fire was started deliberately and are asking for anyone with information to come forward. You can also contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000 and you can remain anonymous. The Bob Brown Foundation is calling on the state's Premier Peter Gutwein to cease plans to log the Tarkine forest and all native forests across Tasmania. Tasmania Police arrested 4 activists on Tuesday while 120 people rallied outside a luncheon addressed by the Premier in Hobart. The activists in the Tarkine region placed 2 tree sits and 4 people were attached to bulldozers while 30 members of the community were at a blockade. Bob Brown Foundation and the citizens who are currently occupying BO092C Coop in Tarkine refused to cease protest activity as requested by Sustainable Timber Tasmania. This is an ongoing battle for people trying to protect this amazing and some of the most spectacular wonders of the world that is right here in Tasmania. It is an issue that has 2 sides and sadly the government is only looking at one. These activists are providing peaceful movements in order for the government to take action on the destruction of these remarkable ancient forests. On Tuesday, the Premier, Peter Gutwein, was attending a luncheon and in a video, an activist approaches the Premier asking him questions in relation to the Tarkine. Let's take a look.
Hi.
How are you, Mr. Gutwein?
I'm Rob. What's your name, mate?
My name's Willis.
Willis, Peter.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Are you concerned about the Tarkine?
My phone's failing me right now.
No worries.
How do you feel about what's happening in Tarkine?
Well, the fact that it's actually harvesting
Thanks, mate.
in the forest.
I don't think that's the case. And what's the situation?
No, it actually is the case. It's single stem extraction, which is exactly the truth.
In terms of climate action, don't you seriously not taking it seriously? It's outrageous. You go, it's like a clear cut moment.
Have you actually been out there and seen what's happening?
Where are you guys from, really?
I'm from Hobart.
Petition Rebellion.
And where are you from?
Petition Rebellion.
And where are you from?
I live in Hobart.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a youth worker.
Very good.
It's good to meet you, but I wish you'd do something a little bit better and take it seriously in terms of climate action.
Well, I think you realise that our net emissions are better than anybody else.
That's just because of hydro.
Better than anyone else in the country. Anyway, thanks very much for your time.
Well, some challenging times ahead for the Bob Brown Foundation and the people who are doing their very best to save this precious part of the world. We hope the government will take the correct action in preserving these ancient forests, because once they are gone forever. We will continue to update you on any developments. Now, after the break, United fuel outlets across the state are placing added fees on fuel purchases.
They should be playing a spinner on this pitch.
I'm not worried about data.
With DataBank on Telstra Prepaid Max, you don't have to worry about data.
Data.
Every day there is a story that matters to you. We put the facts first. We share both sides of every story. Get the full story. Tas News 24.
You bring the family, we'll fetch the entertainment. Get the things you love to watch with a fetch box. With one simple menu and one remote, you'll need your TV, antenna, broadband and a fetch box. Enjoy free-to-air TV live or later, recorded up to 6 shows at once, or via catch-up. Stream your Netflix, Stan and YouTube to your TV. Buy TV shows or movies on demand, thousands of them, with all the latest releases. Add $6 channel packs, kids, knowledge, vibe, variety, or get over 45 channels in the Ultimate Pack to watch at home or on the go. Get Fetch today from JB Hi-Fi, in-store or online. TV, streaming, channels, and over 8,000 movies. All your entertainment in one place. Fetch, we bring it.
Well, Tasmania has faced the most unfair fuel prices in the country for some time, and with prices staying at around the $1.53 mark for unleaded fuel, drivers are finding it harder to fill up. The wholesale price for fuel in Tasmania is $1.20 per litre, yet at some stations across Tasmania, we're seeing prices as high as $1.56 per litre, at least 36 cents per litre too much. It becomes more complicated when selected fuel stations across the state are whacking on an extra fee when it comes to paying at the counter. A large number of you emailed us saying that United Fuels across Tasmania were adding a fee when it came to the final payment. We have been told that United added at times an extra 10 cents to the payment, with one person using his everyday bank card to pay for $20 worth of fuel. The man knew he only had $20 in his account, so when his card declined, he couldn't understand why. Then he discovered the service station attendant had placed a 10-cent fee on his final payment. 10 cents might not seem much, but add that up over a large number of people filling up at the pump every day, it all starts to add up. However, our viewer explains at the time of him placing the petrol in his car, he pre-selected $20 at the pump so he wouldn't go over. It was strange that when he arrived to pay for the fuel, he automatically just went to use his card as normal and pay wave the amount, only to have the United EFTPOS machine decline the transaction. After some discussions, the United attendant agreed to remove the 10 cents so he could pay for the fuel. It is very strange that he used an everyday EFTPOS card. It wasn't an American Express or a card that would require a surcharge. It was his own Visa debit card. We contacted the ACCC and they stated customers should not be having to pay any extra when it comes to fuel prices. The individual service station has the right to add a surcharge to payments using certain types of credit cards, but if it's a normal EFTPOS transaction, a fee should not be added. We'd like to also mention that we did contact United Fuel Services head office, but they declined our request for an interview. We advise motorists to be vigilant when it comes to filling up at the pump and make sure you check your receipts when making purchases, and if there is an added fee on your fuel price, then raise the question with staff. It is certainly not fair for anyone having to pay more for a product, considering that Tasmanians already pay more out of their pockets. We will keep investigating this matter, and should any new developments come up, we will let you know. Now just a quick update on the recovery efforts of the miner Mr Goss, who was reported missing after work colleagues discovered there had been a rock collapse in the Henty mine and the location where Mr Goss was working. Lately, people have been very vocal on social media about how independent media are running stories. We have simply asked the question why it's taken so long for Mr Goss to be retrieved. We're not saying the rescue workers are not doing their job or they are wasting time. We're simply asking why the progress is going slow. We felt it was inappropriate for Tasmania Police to say they would have Mr. Goss out in an hour, knowing full well Mr. Goss's family would be watching. The question that we asked Tasmania Police was who gave permission for the inspector to state to the media that they would have Mr. Goss out in about an hour. But it seems nobody can answer our question, and we still believe the police need to advise us on who allowed the inspector to say that, especially on television and to all media. I'd like to make it clear that independent media often gather information from a number of sources, including people who are in the emergency services, and in this case, people working in the mining sector. These sources chose to speak to independent media because we share both sides to every story. We don't change times on articles, we don't pretend we are live at locations, we don't tell our viewers a one-sided or manipulated story. We leave that to the mainstream media. What we do is report the facts, and we will always report the facts. And at times we are not liked for doing that, but at least we are asking those questions, the questions people want answered. The situation is very tragic, and we hope that Mr. Goss will be able to be retrieved as soon as possible and the family are able to have closure. The rescue efforts have been amazing, and we thank everyone who has played a role in this difficult time. Again, our sincere condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Goss. We hope that the tragic situation will soon come to an end and the family can peacefully have closure. We will keep you updated on any information we may receive. Now let's take a look at the weather from across the state. In Hobart today, got to 23 and it's going for a low of 16. Saturday, Hobart's looking at some scattered showers and going for a top of 18 and a low of 12. Sunday, partly cloudy with a high of 16 and a low of 11. In Devonport today, it got to 22 and looking for a low of 17. Saturday, showers developing, going for a top of 23 and a low of 11. Sunday, mostly sunny, going for a top of 21 and an overnight low of 10. In Launceston today, it was partly cloudy, there were showers overnight and it reached a top of 22 degrees and looking at a low of 17. Saturday, mostly cloudy, a top of 24 and an overnight low of 11. Sunday, mostly sunny, some cloud increasing, but expecting a top of 23 and a low of 8. Well, that's our program for this evening. Remember, you can send us a story via email to news@tasnews24.net and be sure to stay updated via our Facebook page and our website at tasnews24.net. And also, a very happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Until next week, take care of yourself and others. Bye for now.